It's showtime.
Okay guys, welcome back to the STPL. My name is Gh0st, joining me is Rapid. He's just quickly doing some option changing for me, just so I don't have to do it. But we've just seen Yeti take down first in a very cool PvP on Troy, bringing us to a 2-1 lead for White. Now I did say no one took a game off of White, of course. IRK Age in chat was like, hey, we beat them in the group stage last round, but unfortunately, you got swept in the finals last time, but it's not a sweep here. NetWars are on the board.
Yeah, that's right. It should be noted that I think specifically we're mentioning playoffs, not necessarily during the group stage. It's still impressive, not to take anything away from that, but like, really playoffs are what kind of count, especially when you're considering the points for the finals that will come up after the fourth round. So this is just the finals of round 2, and like you said, NetWars are on the board, right? They're still down. It's 2-1 right now, so all White have to do is win 2 more games, and then they are the inevitable winners. So I gotta say, it's looking like an uphill task, but specifically our next matchup should also be totally winnable for NetWars.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have one of the better, he was one of the better foreign Zerg players in Trutacz. Now, Trutacz not been as active recently, has just come back after a short break, much like Bonneth has. Now, Bonneth, unfortunately, in Game 2 didn't quite live up to the expectations we had for him, but it was certainly a matchup he could win. Now, this is certainly a matchup that Trutacz could win. Now, we actually have Trutacz here as the Zerg. He has played once in round 2, did play once in round 1, but of course, Gh0st, a very strong opponent for him as well. And I'm just going to make sure I fix his race, which I've just done, so let's head that back up. But there we go. So Trutacz hasn't actually played against Protoss yet, but Gh0st, a strong Protoss player for White Clan. He's currently 2-0 in the STPL, has won 1 PvC already. Can he make this his second?
I will get a chance to find out as we get into our 4th game of the series. I mean, it is going to be on a much different map this time.
Yeah, so we're going to head on to our 3-player map of today. It's going to be Triathlon. Now, Triathlon, a very fun map from the PD Pop MSL 2010. You have these weird in-base naturals, kind of like God's Garden. But unlike God's Garden, these are on the same level as the main, and also the only thing blocking them off is some neutral eggs. Now, the different thing with Triathlon, which you don't see anywhere else, MSL, of course, MBC game, were very well known for making really gimmicky maps, but we're going to have neutral arbiters. Now, these neutral arbiters can't be, well, they can be mind controlled, but you don't get the energy or the upgrades. But still, I mean, if we get to a point of seeing arbiters in a PvZ, I mean, that'd be a pretty epic game nonetheless.
Yeah, it certainly would be. I don't think we're going to get there. I honestly just want to get a chance to see both players really play their full, strongest game, because it seems like, aside from our last series, that has been kind of the rarity in this series.
Yep, now let's head on over to the game, and let's get started with our 4th game of the evening. It's NetWars Trutacz versus White's Gh0st. Let's get going. And starting us off here in the 12 o'clock position, we do have the Blue Zerg fighting for NetWars. It's going to be Trutacz.
And his opponent, 5-4 White Clan, starting in the left side of our 3-player map. This is Gh0st.
Now, PvZ has been a bit strange. We've not seen too many PvZs in the STPL on Triathlon. It's arguably slightly Zerg favored, just on the basis of very early Ling Bus being very strong on this map. Now, the good thing for Protoss here is they have the option of holding up on their ramp with a few Zealots and then just taking their back natural. But that back natural does lack gas, it lacks some minerals as well, that the front natural does give you.
Now, so sometimes that triggers Protoss players to go for, well, like I said, this heavy speed lot style early on, maybe with +1, just because it doesn't take that much gas. Like it still does, but you know you can get that while you pump out Infinity Zealots off of 2 mineral bases. But at the same time, it's not the strongest strategy by any means, even though it can kind of cheese down some hatcheries if you catch your Zerg opponent off guard.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the neutral eggs that we should see coming into play a little bit shortly, you can see them with this Overlord just underneath this neutral arbor. It does make it very hard for Protoss players to really harass any additional bases by Zerg. One of the benefits for Zerg on this map is they don't have to worry about Zealots too much. Like, as long as they get that wall up at their natural hatchery, they are pretty safe for a very long time. Now, there is, of course, this small base in the middle as well. Now, if we do see Trutacz going for a more aggressive style, it's possible we may see him take that base as well, which will be a little bit more open to that harassment.
I mean, yeah, maybe they'll be more open to it, right? But I mean, really, how open can you get? I honestly just want to see a game where neither player takes critical damage in the first like 5-6 minutes.
Yeah,
Because it's been
that'd
hard
be
to get past their kicks. I just want to see a straight up game. Is that too much to ask?
I don't know, a lot of players are too legit to quit, and I mean, if you're going to go for a win, this is one of the things that hurts a lot when you watch ASL and things. Like, a lot of times it's very, very strong to just go for a build that your opponent's not expecting. If you think, a lot of players practice mostly macro games for the vast majority of their practice time. Obviously there are some exceptions to that at the very top, like you have Flash practicing against Cheese most likely. But when you've got someone playing macro all the time, if you go for something a little bit unexpected, you can really throw them off and it can really hurt their rhythm as it goes later into the game.
Oh yeah, for sure, and especially for, I don't want to say newer players, because obviously these players have been playing for a very long time.
Oh, and I believe I may have lost Rapid. I think he just... We're getting a little bit of lag in the Discord call, so I'm going to quickly restart that. But yeah, so we're going to see the Nexus being taken at the back natural here for Gh0st. We're going to have... Let's rejoin again. Let's see if this works. Okay, I think the connection should be a little bit better now, but we can see that Gh0st is going to go with another probe, wants to scout out exactly what's going on. Trutacz, meanwhile, going up to his third hatchery, and for the first time in the series, looks like we could have an interesting macro game coming up. We don't see a Hydralist in. Oh yeah, we do. Okay, so scratch what I just said, but that's going to be a 3 hatch Hydra off of 2 base, which is kind of interesting. Okay, so we got the Stargate coming up for Gh0st. That's going to allow him to get a little bit of extra scouting information, and Gh0st is going for some very quick Zealots to move across the map. Now, he didn't wall in, he didn't go for a Forge either, so he's not going to have any cannons to fall back on if this doesn't work. Now I'm just trying to start a voice call up with Rapid again. Hopefully he can jump back in very, very shortly. I don't know what happened there. But he should be back soon, but there we go. It's going to be the Zealots against a lot of lanes coming in from Trutacz. Now, there is the problem of there possibly being a little bit of latency. This is why I don't cast the games live. I want to make sure there's the least amount of lag possible. Here we go. Very, very nice drone drill by Trutacz. He's going to be able to get on top of all of the Zealots. Now, the Zealots not actually doing too much. A very, very nice hold so far by Trutacz, and all of the Zealots by Gh0st are gonna get taken down, and this is where the problem starts to hit for Gh0st. Now, Gh0st doesn't have cannons, he doesn't have anything. The only thing he has back at home to defend is going to be these 2 Zealots on the ramp. Now, as we did learn in the game on Flight Dreamliner, wow, looks like Rapid's dropped entirely, so not really sure what's going on there, but I guess his internet's gone down, which is a little bit awkward. That's It's not often you get this happening, but of course me and Rapid are on opposite sides of the world. Him casting from Korea, me casting from the UK. Now, as you know, as Tasteless used to say when he first started doing the GSL, technology is the vehicle of esports. Now, hopefully, we can start this back up in just a second. I'm not sure if Rapid is on his way back. Hopefully he is, but I'm here obviously to take you through. So let us carry on for the second. We're going to have Trutacz pushing forward with a Hydra that's going to cut, well, a few Zerglings. We're going to have a Corsair. Is this going to be able to scout this out? Looks like it just about does. Corsair vision range is absolutely insane. Now, is this all in? Going to work? Not too sure, but this Hydralisk gonna force the Zealots to come down the ramp, and that gives Trutacz's units a chance to get up. Now Trutacz getting on top of the Zealots with the Zerglings. The probes being pulled as well. This is an all-or-nothing hold by Gh0st here, and it looks like the Hydralisks are going to get in. Are they going to be able to take down these cannons before they can finish? One of the Hydras actually got really far in before I even noticed. And there we go, the cannons are going down. It's going to be probes versus Hydralisks, and that's a pretty big deal as we look at another couple of photon cannons coming up. But I mean, this is just so much damage for Trutacz to be taking. I know Rapid was looking forward to a game where we didn't see someone take critical damage in the first 6 minutes, but I think we've seen it again. Exactly at 6 minutes, these Hydralisks broke up the ramp, and GG! Trutacz is going to tie up the series 2-2. And that's going to lead on to our 5th game of the series. So that should be a really cool one, hopefully. Now, of course, this is the playoff finals. So if you're just tuning in, we do have... Okay, so I'm just going to hide him. We do have Rapid back online, so I'm going to sort this out in just a second, because we're going to head over to a quick 5-minute break just while we fix all of this and get ready for our 5th game of the series. See you guys very